Hello, all my subscribers. Thought I'd try out with a new little light. I got an LED keychain light that I thought I'd give a try. And, well, I got a new cord I could at least use temporarily till I get another one. Sorry about that. I had to put a little adjustment due to the light up here. It's kind of a little bit too distracting in my opinion. I think that's the best it's gonna get. But anyway, in the words of John Wick from the first John Wick, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. Or, like what he said in John Wick Chapter 2, you wanted me back. Well, I'm back. And full disclaimer, this what you saw in the trailer, completely fake, as you can tell by the little orange nozzle right here. This is very similar to the John Wick trilogy review I did. This is actually the same exact thing, toy with the same exact battery. So I don't want to get spammed for promoting violence. And as you can tell, you pull the trigger, that little noise. Now I'm not going to do that the whole review like in that one because I'm not filming in my friend's place. So I gotta have respect for the people around that. So that's going to be the only time that this trigger gets fully pulled. Other than that, you're going to hear it. So yeah, and that is even if I decide to use it to impersonate John Wick. But as you saw, fully decked out, thought I would look my best for my John Wick review. And this suit looks very similar to the suit John Wick wore in the movie. Also, John Wick doesn't have a holster. He usually just puts his weapons in his pockets or around his belt. Obviously, with my belt, I don't have the stuff to put it on it, so it's just a regular belt. Though John Wick can use a belt as a weapon. Anyway, besides all that stuff in that intro, here we are with my spoiler-free review of John Wick Chapter 4. Anyway, this movie picks up almost immediately after the third John Wick movie, John Wick Chapter 3, which was an absolutely incredible film, and boy, the intro really sets the mood for this. Obviously this is spoiler free, so all I'm going to say is you see John Wick getting ready to enact his vengeance on the high table. And this movie does address a fan theory that was mentioned about Winston and what he did to John Wick at the end of Chapter 3, for those who haven't seen it. Let's just say there was a fan theory on what was really going on. And it was addressed in a very intriguing way, I will say. Now, right off the bat, I want to say this might be Keanu Reeves' best performance as John Wick, and I think he even said that there were many scenes in this movie he left filming that he thought he gave his best performance in. Just about everyone all around in the cast, whether it was returning cast members or new ones like Ian McShane as Winston, Lawrence Fishburne as the Bowery King, or Lance Reddick, rest in peace, as Charon. And all the new characters are great, whether it was Bill Skarsgård, I can't pronounce his name, he was a French man, but he was a really great antagonist and I loved him. Clancy Brown was really great too, as one of the enforcers of the high table, along with Kane, who was a former ally of John Wick, who's had to come and help the high table to help save his daughter. And let's just say it's really intriguing what goes on with his story, and that's all I'm going to say. And I didn't spoil anything by saying that. There's a lot more to that aspect of the story. And there's also this Mr. Nobody, who's kind of a wild card. You don't know if he's on John's side or not. He's really cool too. And he also has a dog he really loves, very similar to John. So anyway, here are the old and new characters as I just named them. So yeah, let's just say the action, oh my gosh, some of the best in action cinema today. So many scenes. And it's not all just pew, 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 pew. There's so many great scenes. There's this really great scene where John uses his, well, it's not his Mustang because his car is, I think, permanently retired after the events of John Wick Chapter 4 and the intro and how that played out. But he gets another very similar car, uses it as a glorified battering ram. This really awesome fight scene in France. Oh god, it was really cool in Paris. And also some real great fist fight scenes I really liked, along with some more of him just using random weapons like his belt and also swords and even a nunchuck. There's a really cool scene where he beats the shit out of guys with a nunchuck, and it's really fucking amazing. And also the climax of this movie just does not stop. It just keeps going and going and going. And let's just say it resolves in a very nice and satisfying way. So anyway, on to the story. All I'm going to say is I feel like this one definitely brought the story together. Probably the best of the whole series. And I really like what they did with it. I don't want to say anything about the ending. It definitely took a little bit of time to process, but I kind of like what they're doing. I like the direction they're going. And they really put their all into this. Every minute of it is warranted. And I absolutely loved it. And also, I thought I'd say this too, there are some really cool shots. The cinematography in this movie works hand in hand with the action and enhancing the action no matter what the action is. Like, there are so many jaw-dropping scenes, and I'm just like, God, this is still going. I think there was one scene that probably wasn't shot in one take, but it was edited to look like one take, and holy shit. Kind of like what I saw in Creed 3. It looked really awesome, and you could tell the director Chad Stahelski, he definitely put in some of his own little flair and style into the movie, and he definitely really brought his A game. So yeah, and from what I've heard too, he's kind of moving on from John Wick now, and I hate to say it, I don't think John Wick can work without him. David Leitch was really great as a co-director in John Wick, the original, but quite frankly, I don't know. I don't think that movie would have been nearly the phenomenon it's become without Chad Stahelski, so he needs to stay there. He was also the stunt double for Jason Lee, Bruce Lee's son, who died in that unfortunate accident while making the Crow. So, yeah. Anyway, that aside, just about every character has a pretty satisfying arc, even those who aren't in the movie much. They at least get some cool moments and some nice closure for if they're done, so I do like that. And John Wick does go through a bit of a character arc in this movie that I really loved also. I know that was a common criticism of Chapter 3. I never agreed with it, but some said he's in the same exact place in the beginning as he is in the end. And that's kind of, without spoiling it, the whole gimmick of this movie. So kind of like that. And let's just say that question gets answered in a really cool way. And let's see here. Well, I don't really have anything to criticize. Like, gosh dang, trying to find something to criticize, it is really hard. This is really the best of action cinema, and my God, Keanu Reeves has really just brought on another badass action movie series that has revolutionized action films. First with The Matrix, and now with John Wick. And he's also made it cool to wear a suit like this again, and to have it be awesome and badass. And this is probably the closest I can come to looking like John Wick. I ain't growing back my facial hair, so don't be asking for that. And I'm definitely not growing out my hair long like John Wick. And I guess I have my own little touch too with this tie I'm wearing, this green tie, because he's always wearing like a black or a gray or not really bright colored ties in the movies. But nonetheless, absolutely love John Wick Chapter 4, highly recommend it. And the last thing I want to highlight is there's some really nice callbacks to like the first couple movies that I really loved. All I'm gonna say is you gotta be a fan to notice them. And I will say this, you kind of gotta watch the original 3 movies to really get this movie. And I gotta say, it really is it's a lot better, and it's definitely enhanced when you've seen chapters 1 to 3. I mean, you can still walk in fresh and enjoy it, but it won't be nearly the great immersive experience watching the whole series is. So anyway, I hope you like my little return here. So, I guess all I got left to say is, I'm back. And let me know if you like this little lighting setup I came with too. I thought I'd use my little keychain so that you can actually see my face and it wouldn't be half dark, so I thought I'd use the LED light. Anyway, that is all for now, and peace.